everyone, welcome back to another tea review. Today I'll be doing the Teaped Kyoto Cherry Rose tea and compare it against TWG's Sakura tea. Now, if you haven't checked out my last tea review on Teaped's Earl Grey tea, please check it out. I'll be dropping the link somewhere on the screen here or down below. And if you do like my videos here, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So let's take a look at the two teas here. Let's first look at Teaped's Kyoto Cherry Rose tea. Now, Teaped is a tea company based out of Ontario, Canada. They're fairly new and they do produce great quality tea here. Now this particular tea runs about, let's see, where are my notes here? Runs about $9.97 for 2 ounces, which is about 50 grams. And it comes in a craft paper foil bag, which is resealable. So you don't have to buy an extra container to transfer it to keep your tea fresh. So it's actually a very economical way, and of course I do like how they come in a craft foil bag. It's also environmentally friendly, I think. Now with TWG's Sakura here, it runs about let's see, $8.65 for about 50 grams here, so also about around 2 ounces for a comparable weight here. They come in a plastic foil bag, which they will heat seal, and then you can take it home and transfer it to a tin of your choice. So I got my David's tea tin here to keep it fresh. Now, let's take a look at the tea leaves here. So first, we'll take a look at the teaped tea. Now with the Kyoto Cherry Rose tea here, we can see that the tea leaves are a dark green color, and shape-wise it is flat, or they call it as pan-fired. Pan-fired leaves tend to have a grassy, slightly roasted aroma and flavor. The leaves are leafy, they're large and open leaves. And with the inclusions, you can see that there are rose petals, natural flavors included, and aroma-wise, it is a bright, lively, clean kind of aroma that refreshes the palate. And you can definitely tell that there are rose and cherry scents in this tea. Over here we have the TWG Sakura tea leaves, and color-wise with this one, it is also dark green, but it has brown tinges, and that is probably because it is a little bit more pan-fired or roasted than the teaped tea leaves. Shape-wise, it is very similar. It's flat, or also they call it pan-fired, and it is leafy, so they're large and open leaves. Inclusions, it's also very similar. You can see that there are rose petals, and they also claim that there are natural flavorings in this tea. Now its aroma is a little different. It smells fresh in the sense that it is kind of pear-fried, and clean smell, is light and airy, and it is actually a little bit more subdued in scent than the teaped tea leaves there. Alright, let's steep the tea. So today we'll be steeping the tea at about 85 degrees Celsius as per recommended on the back of Teaped's tea packaging. And then we'll brew it for 3.5 minutes. And each pot will get 1 scoop of tea leaves and also 250 ml, which is about 1 cup of water, just to keep our, experiment a little bit more comparable. Now let's get right on to examining the liquor of our teas here. Now we have the Kyoto Cherry Rose tea from Teaped. Now color-wise, it is very light in color, and so I would say it is a straw color. And the aroma it gives off, it has a very nice floral and sweet aroma. It is very pleasant. And now over to the TWG Sakura tea. The liquor here is actually a very amber color and definitely comparatively darker than the Teaped tea. Now the aroma it gives off, it is floral, a little bit more subdued than the Teaped Kyoto Cherry Rose there, and it has a slightly roasted scent to it as well. Now let's take a look at the tea itself here. Now with the aroma of the tea, for the Teaped tea here, it has a very floral and sweet aroma. It's probably influenced by the flavorings that this tea has in it, because it has, you know, rose petals in there and also some natural flavorings. Astringency wise, okay, astringency is kind of like how dry the tea feels in your mouth, or some people refer to it as tannins in the tea. Now this tea is very mild, okay, so there's no dry feeling in your mouth and there's no bitterness in the tea, okay, going in, going down, finishing. There's no bitterness at all. It's very mild astringency. As far as the body goes, for the Teaped tea here, body refers to kind of how it feels in your mouth, like the weight and the substance of the tea. Now this Teaped tea here is a very light body. This is very typical of green teas. Okay, green teas tend to be very light. And as far as the character goes, for the Teaped tea here, it is very fruity because, you know, for its namesake, cherry, right? And floral, rose, right? And of course, you know, they do have these characters added into the tea to give it this, you know, fruity and floral character. And it's also very sweet. Now, this tea finishes very sweet. Finishing refers to how the tea does, or how it lingers in your mouth, okay, at the end there. And it finishes very sweet. Now this is actually a very pleasant tea here. It's very relaxing because of the floral and fruity smell. It's not super floral like, you know, bouquet of roses here, or like, you know, smelling like grandma's rose bouquet. It's not like that. It's just very lively, you know, very lively, sweet, and it just relaxes you. I found myself, you know, for the last few days going back to this tea here and just, you know, enjoying it and pair it with, you know, the rainy weather. Now, let's take a look at the Teaped tea here. Okay. Aroma-wise, this smells quite different actually. It smells roasted, okay, because when we examine the tea leaves look a little bit more roasted compared to Teaped's, okay, and roasted and also floral, quite floral, and you know, I would say that's due to the rose petals that's in the inclusions there. As far as astringency goes, this has a little bit more astringency than the Teaped tea, probably due to the roasting of the tea, okay? And body-wise, this is also very light, okay? And again, because, you know, both these teas are green teas, so they tend to be light in body, so this is not surprising. Character-wise, this is actually a very different tea than the Teaped tea. In terms of character, even though physically it seems to be the same. They're both green teas, they both have rose petals in the inclusions, and they do claim to have cherry flavorings in the tea, but the TWG has absolutely different character than Teaped Cherry Rose, Kyoto Cherry Rose tea here. Now, as far as character-wise for the TWG tea here, it's very full character, so it's complex. But I do taste some vanilla, so it's a little sweet and creamy, and definitely floral again because due to the roses. But you know, it's kind of missing, or not missing, but a little bit weak on the fruitiness compared to Teaped's Kyoto Cherry Rose tea here. And as far as sweetness goes, it is not as sweet and fruity as Teaped's Kyoto Cherry Rose either. Now, finishes, the TWG tea finishes vegetal. Vegetal kind of refers to kind of grassy green flavor, and again, you know, it is not surprising because it is a green tea, and you know, this definitely has a fair bit of vegetal flavor in there, whereas the Kyoto Cherry Rose here doesn't even have any hint of vegetal flavors in their tea. It's just straight up fruity, floral, and sweet, and it's kind of refreshing, you know, because sometimes the green teas here gets a little too vegetal for people's likings. So there you have it. These are, you know, the tasting notes on the two different teas here. I do highly recommend the Teaped's Kyoto Cherry Rose tea here because, you know, definitely for someone who enjoys, you know, something that's floral, light, sweet, and fruity, and it's definitely good value tea here. The quality is superb. It actually is very comparable, probably if not better than TWG's, you know, brand here. Knowing that TWG produces luxury tea, and Teaped tea has very great quality for this tea here. And yeah, so if you do like this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Now, if you do have any ideas as to what other teas I should be reviewing, please drop it in the comment section below here. I will see if I can acquire some of these teas and give it a review, or, you know, make it easier for me. You can definitely send me the tea, right? But I still have one more Teaped tea to review here. I will put that up probably sometime next week, if not the week after. We'll see what my schedule is like. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys.